Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the mountain. Well, the weather has changed again, guys. We were supposed to have a whole week of nothing but bright sunny days, and in 2 days that has changed. It actually rained just a little bit this morning, just a gimlet, and we're supposed to have bright blue skies and up to about 88 degrees today, and same thing for tomorrow. But after that, we have 7 more days of rain coming. 7. We just got through with a 6-day stretch and only about 2.5 days of sunshine. It'll be 3 by tomorrow, 3.5 days. And HQ has gotten all the way up to my kneecaps already, and that was the last grass that I grew. I've already took care of a Come On Mountain. And now I want to work on the area that we cleared with the bulldozer. It's starting to get kind of grown up as well with a bunch of weeds and sprouts of trees and all kinds of stuff like that. And I also want to try to get the power line area, the future pasture on Come On Mountain. I need to get that cut back down too. I'm trying to keep that cut. That way the grass takes over where the weeds are, and eventually I'll have a nice little pasture out there. So I need the grapple on the tractor in order to do that, because there's still a lot of rock out there in the power line area, and there's a whole lot of branches and all kinds of stuff in the dozer area as well. So we're going to get that done and try to get the power line in that area bush hog today, and then tomorrow head out to HQ and see if we can move all the stuff that the scrappers got laying around in the way for cutting, and go ahead and use the bush hog to knock that back down to a reasonable height. Because right now with all the rain and only being able to cut here and there, it is hard to keep control of all of this grass. Wouldn't hurt to actually do a little bush hogging down here as well. Might do that before I load it up on the trailer to go to HQ tomorrow. All right, guys, I've already warmed up Uber. It's good to go. We're gonna go up top there, go ahead and get the bush hog on, and then get the grapple on, and then we're gonna start bush hogging. Let's get it. Had to go grab this from the shed out there. I need to shift that way just a little bit. I'm hitting my bracket right here. Alright guys, this drive shaft ain't working with me too well, so I got some grease. I'm gonna go ahead and grease it up and see if it makes it a little bit easier to slide it in there. They're always a pain in the booyakaka. Put a little go-go juice on it. Put a little bit on this end. Let's hope that that'll make a difference. Locked in. It worked. Alright guys, before I bush hogged that area over there while I had the forks on, I decided to go ahead and move all the metal and the trusses from the shed right there that my neighbor gave me about 1.5 years ago. I wanted to get it out that area, make sure that I get it up off the ground so they don't rot until I'm ready to put it back up, which should be coming sometime this year as well. Went in and dropped the bucket over here, about to drop the forks, get the grapple on it, and then we're finally ready to get going. All right, one more thing I want to do. I want to lift the deck all the way up and take a look at it, because I noticed this right here, which looks like the blades at some point hit the top of this. I want to make sure everything's okay. Definitely caught it somewhere, and you can see where it's caught the rocks a little bit, but it looked like it's going to be okay. We're going to go ahead and get Taxi fired up and warmed up because we need to get it out the way. She's gonna need a little go-go juice. All right, I need to put some air in both of these tires and into Taxi's front tire over there. Taxi's been setting for about a month. So we're gonna go ahead, take Taxi over there and park it, and then we'll take this over there. This one's gonna need a little bit more air, so I need to plug the compressor in. We're gonna let the tractor carry it back because I brought it from way over there. One down, one to go. All right, I think that does it. We are ready to get this thing happening. Well, that ended up being quite a big problem that I wasn't expecting. I ended up having both of the arms on the wrong side, so I had to swap those to be able to get all the pins to work correctly and to hook up correctly. But I believe we got it now. I guess the frustration of trying to hook that auger up that morning, we ended up putting them on the opposite sides, which caused a whole lot of problems. I got it kind of on level ground now just to see how it's going to look. I believe we're where we need to be now. All right, let's see if we can salvage at least a little bit of this day. It's already getting pretty late.
Way up on Common Mountain, where the air is fresh and clear, she never takes a loss. David on Common Mountain, with the mountain in his sight, he's got kindness in his heart and hands that work all night. With his goats, his rabbits, and chickens so sweet, he's a man of the land, life's rhythm so complete. David on Common Mountain, with the view so grand, and now he's building that tiny house on the flatlands. He's the man with the plan, Eclipse, the guard dog watching over the goats, and Domino's the newest friend, running in the notes. From the old truck to the new white Ford, David's rolling steady, keeping common flatlands in order. With his rabbits in the pen and the chickens in the yard, he's working every day, life's never too hard. David on Common Mountain, with the mountain in his sight, he's got kindness in his heart and hands that work all night. sit on Common Mountain with the mountain in his sight. He's got kindness in his heart and hands that work all night. With his goats, his rabbits, and chickens so sweet.
All right, guys, just out here doing my evening chores, but we got quite a bit of it cut. Still tons of cleanup. There's all kinds of stuff out of these widow makers and stumps and stuff like that. I got quite a bit of it with the grapple. Pretty much got most of it cut, knocked back down to where it's not so tall. I cut it pretty tall because I didn't know what was up underneath there with all the logs and stuff like that. The next time I cut it, I'll drop it down a little bit further. I just don't want to mess the bush hog up any. Ain't that right? Yeah. Domino's off in the distance right there. But it's pretty late in the evening. As you can see, the sun's back there about to set. Go behind the trees there. So I'm going to take care of my evening chores. And yeah, we'll get back at it in the morning. Only got one more day before it starts raining. Hopefully I can at least get this done and the power lines, because the power lines is tall, guys, tall. But it's definitely time to get it done.